So, a little backstory. My son has been wanting braids for a long time.
See, this is the bullshit I'm talking about white people. This is why you care more about white people's feelings, especially white children, than you do care about black people's feelings. You don't even want to talk about the repercussions that black children have to go through their life and live with fucking racism, yet you want to keep this little white boy in a fucking bubble so he can wear his hair however the fuck he wants to wear it. Yet you also don't want to talk about the history of that fucking hairstyle, nor do you want to talk about the fact that our hair can't handle that fucking hairstyle and it will fall out over fucking time. Oh yeah, then you cry and get mad when we call you out on your fucking bullshit, but we just holding you accountable for your fucking actions because you setting little Timmy up for fucking failure because you can't live in your little safe white bubble anymore of segregation. Truth fucking hurts, doesn't it? My name's Eric Stone. Doses.
My son has been wanting braids for a long time.
See, this is the bullshit
There is no way you are telling this little boy he cannot put braids in his hair. How do you explain to a child that young that they cannot get braids because the woke left says so? You guys are really out here making something out of nothing. Leave the little boy's hair alone.
Oh man, I pissed off the conservatives today. Let's get into it. So what are they all mad about?
There is no way you are telling this little boy he cannot put braids in his hair.
Oh no, not the child. You came after the white child.
The Rick Brian Stone, or however you say your name. We are not about to target a child.
First off, why is it so hard for conservatives to all of a sudden say somebody's name when they don't agree with them politically? It's Eric. One of the most basic, simple white names you could fucking have. E-R-I-C, Eric. But oh yeah, I'm going after the child. Especially the mother who allowed this child to do this.
How do you explain to a child that young that they cannot get braids because the woke left says so?
Okay, Becky. How do you explain... No, wait. How do you explain this black child who had to cut his hair or he had to leave the school? Or this child, or this one, or this one. Oh, and I know we all remember this one. It even goes as far as our prison system. But all of you, please continue.
You think me coming after you was about booty?
No, not you. You came out openly admitting that you were a grifter for money.
My grip is that of a black redneck.
Next.
Can you find something else to do besides getting outraged about someone having a certain hairstyle? My hairstyle's funny. You get outraged at that?
What? Next. You want to talk about the fact that our hair can't handle that fucking hairstyle and it will fall out over fucking time.
Please allow me to interrupt this little tirade with some factual information. Overly tight braiding isn't good for any type of hair for long periods of time. So it really depends on how tight the braid is and how long that person wears it.
Okay, you go ahead and believe that, Becky. But I'm talking about white people.
Shut up.
They're so mad. And by the way, that's all he had to say. People, this is...
Kids are off limit.
None of these kids were off limits, so what's your point?
Simple fact is, if you're going to preach about a hairstyle, learn the history of the hairstyle. Braids are present in every culture, every country, every continent in this world at some point in history, okay? Black people do not own that hairstyle.
Oh yeah, the argument that Vikings had braids too. Oh, except for the fact that the human race started in Africa. To also include that white people have a long history of stealing black culture, appropriating black culture, capitalizing and making money off of that black culture, and then dehumanizing black people for having that culture and said features. Yet they'd be the first ones to swipe their credit cards to get those features. So come on, is there anyone on this entire list that could actually prove me wrong?
I voted on. Okay, so a lot of black people are saying they want black representation, right? So when white children see a lot more things that black people are doing, they want to copy that, they want to create that. So if they see a black person on television with braids and the child likes it, that child in return wants to imitate and look like that person that they admire.
Okay, black man, who has a Blue Lives Matter flag in the background? White people been the center of the universe since the fucking beginning, and now that black people finally got representation, white people gotta be the center of that too. Yet those same white people don't allow black people to wear their natural hair because they say it's unprofessional and dirty. Also, the Crown Act only applies in a few states. There has to be somebody on this list that can take me on. about white people's.
If it ain't one thing I can't stand, is a white savior on this app trying to tell me how I should think and feel. You know, it was not that long ago when you were on this app pandering hard to black women, saying that you have dated white women and they're just not your cup of tea. But then you go and attack Ricky, you go and attack Bree, say that she's a threat to black men for doing the exact thing that you were doing. So it's cool when you do it. Okay.
Attack Ricky, the grifting black redneck, and Bree, the white woman who used a filter to lie about a black man beating her, or the same Bree that uses her black kids to make money. There has to be a better reason. Yeah, the woke black woman can have him. Makes sense.
Have you sat and thought about the black woman that may have placed these braids in this boy's head to think about her generational wealth and her well-being? I don't think so. But you love us so much, right?
So your reasoning is to allow this white boy to wear this hairstyle that's not his culture, which in the long term will damage his hair, just so a black woman can make money? Do you not know history at all? Country music, to rock and roll, to peanut butter, to Jack Daniels whiskey, to every other motherfucking thing where white people use black culture and then eventually claim it as theirs? But please, let this black woman make her money. What harm could come from it? 2 more left. Who's up to the task? Oh, this is what.
Why do you keep holding it in? Just go to the bathroom already, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna respond to a guy that uses a filter to even make me wider. But on his profile, he looks like this. Last one, here we go. About white people.
Everybody remember that dude that made fun of the little girl who wanted braids? Now we have the white version of him, you know, the white savior as I like to call him. Yeah, no. Not the move, buddy. Stay in your lane. All lives matter, by the way.
I knew it was coming. So let me leave my final remarks to all you. I will not sit in conformity to make white people feel comfortable in a society that they built for white people and yet continue to oppress people of color and black people. Especially now when we live in a society where they want to ban black history and now white students can literally cancel an entire class because they don't feel comfortable talking about civil rights. So if I have to tell a little white boy that he can't wear a certain hairstyle, I think he'll be okay. Because while you think it's okay for this white boy to wear his hair like this, these black people still can't. My name's Eric Stone. Doses.